It was about 1 p.m. when 𝒖𝒂𝒄 finally woke up. He felt dizzy, his head hurt, his entire body was hot and his eyes stung and were swollen. What a shitty night. He tried to roll over and groaned as his whole body hurt like hell. 𝒖𝒄 slamming him to the ground really made things slightly worse. He hopped over to his backpack and searched for his sunglasses to put on. He then hopped back to the bed, picked up his crutches and headed for the kitchen where 𝒖𝒄 was already eating lunch. Morning. Look who's back from the dead. Shut up. Guess someone's got a hangover, huh? 𝒖𝒄 looked at 𝒖𝒂𝒄's sunglasses and smirked. Anything to look good. Haha, well, need some coffee? Yes please. 𝒖𝒄 got up to get 𝒖𝒂𝒄 a cup of coffee. Have Hinata and Kojima left yet? Yeah, they were already awake since 8 a.m. How much energy can you actually have? Don't ask me. Where's Kenma? He just went to sleep. After everyone went home he continued his stream and is now dead tired. That boy. Both smiled at Kenma's behavior. 𝒖𝒄 set the cup of coffee on the table and sat back down in his seat across from 𝒖𝒂𝒄. Oi. I'm sorry. 𝒖𝒂𝒄 sipped his coffee, enjoying the smell. He raised an eyebrow and tried to follow 𝒖𝒄. I didn't want you two to fight, you and Iwaizumi-san. That's fine. It's not. I wanted. 𝒖𝒄, stop it. Whatever you're going to say, don't. Please. 𝒖𝒄 frowned. He knew 𝒖𝒂𝒄 still had feelings for Iwaizumi, but for some reason wouldn't let them be. Not only did Iwaizumi look pretty fucked up, but so did 𝒖𝒂𝒄. He may be much worse. 𝒖𝒄 just couldn't understand. They were both suffering from this situation after all. 𝒖𝒂𝒄, however, did not want to talk about the relationship with his ex-boyfriend. He was too exhausted after spending half the night crying. So he changed the topic before 𝒖𝒄 could continue. So, what are the plans for the weekend? I suggest you eat something first. No thanks. I'm not really hungry right now. 𝒖𝒂𝒄 has been saying that a lot lately. It was true, but his body still craved a little more energy. Ignoring his answer, 𝒖𝒄 put some curry in front of 𝒖𝒂𝒄. Eat. Fine, but just a little bit. The curry filled his taste buds and his eyes sparkled as 𝒖𝒂𝒄 took the first bite. Damn, that was delicious. He hadn't eaten something this good in a long time. Before he knew it, the bowl was empty. That was amazing. Thank you very much. 𝒖𝒄 smiled at him with satisfaction. So back to the plans for the weekend. But Kyuto and Akashi are coming over tonight. Tomorrow we'd have the day to ourselves, so I didn't have anything planned. We could go for a stroll, if your foot is up to it. We can do that, I'm not a wimp. This has nothing to do with you being a sissy. Whatever. Hey, off topic, but you didn't answer my question yesterday. What question? Well, are you going to join our team? Bahaha 𝒖𝒄. No. Shithead. I love you too. The day flew by and 𝒖𝒂𝒄 and 𝒖𝒄 hung out together the whole time. They talked about everything, teased each other and just had fun. After a while, Kenma entered the living room and sat on 𝒖𝒄's lap. He kissed Kenma's neck. Kitten. Yahoo. You guys are too loud, I can't sleep. Kenma pouted. You do realize that it's already evening again, baby? And I care about that because? Kyanma. Kenma, your sleep schedule is a mess. Thank you, Kava. See. I don't agree with you. Hey, didn't Sugar want to FaceTime? Oh right, let's call them. I'm going to take a shower though. 𝒖𝒄 got up and Kenma crawled to 𝒖𝒂𝒄 and started the call. Video call in the Hot Setters group chat. Hello. Guys. 𝒖𝒔𝒊𝒄. Kenma and 𝒖𝒂𝒄 smiled and waved at the camera. He still looked pretty beat up, but fortunately for him, everyone did today except Sugar and Akashi. Oh my god, you guys do all look like a mess. Bahahaha. Except Akashi, of course. How do you do that? Do what? To be so beautiful. Guys. Akashi face flushed and he looked down in embarrassment. The others just laughed. Kenma yawned, leaned his head against 𝒖𝒂𝒄's shoulders and dozed off. 𝒂𝒄 babe, how long are you staying? 2 months in any case. After that I have to see how my foot is doing. Akashi already told me about it. Are you actually crazy? Hey. How many times have we told you not to overdo it? Sorry. Atsumu, are you eating a nigiri? I'm hungry as hell. HMPH idiot. Samu left me some. He really is the better twin. Shut your mouth. Anyways, guys, Daichi and I are coming to Tokyo next weekend. We will stay for 3 weeks probably. Are we going to hang out? Now that we're all together again. Definitely. Sure thing. Oh sugar. You betcha. Nice. Hey, can you take me back to Miyagi then? Sure. Are you going to visit your parents? Yeah, too. The former team of 𝒖𝒔𝒊𝒄 is meeting, and I'd like to surprise them since I had actually cancelled. Oh, they'll be so happy. Isn't Iwaizumi going to be there? Kenma's eyes widened as Sugar uttered the name. Akashi looked skeptically at his phone and Atsumu looked at Oikura and then started talking before anyone could say anything. We are in the final stages of our training camp at this time. I think he'll be pretty busy with us. Kuru would have given him the day off, but he said this was the most important time during preparations, so he wanted to stay. Ah, I see. Oikura put on a fake smile and changed the subject. So, what are we doing next weekend? We can hang out at my place. Daichi said he wanted to meet Kuru on Saturday anyway, so that would fit. Then it's settled. Guys, I can hardly believe that we will all see each other again soon. I mean, seriously. I can't wait to give you all a hug. It's just been ages since we've all been together. Yes. It sucks that you're injured, Carver, but I'm so fucking happy to have you back. Yes. Oikura blushed and smiled shyly. Guys, I love you. Me too, all of you. The group call lasted for a while and Kenma, who kept dozing off on Oikura's shoulder the whole time, was now fast asleep. After a while, Kuru came back into the room and saw Kenma and Oikura on the couch. He greeted the others in the group call by sticking his tongue out at them and putting on a mischievous smile, and at the same time he immediately rushed to Kenma to carry him back to his bed. Kuru was really a pain in the ass sometimes, but it was incredibly heartwarming to see how much he cared about Kenma. Everyone was totally touched. After the group call, Oikura went to shower and freshen up. He spent Saturday evening with Kuru, Akashi and Bakuto. They played games, had a few drinks, and just had fun all evening. On Sunday, Kuru and Oikura went for a stroll. They spent half the noon at the cafe and were pretty tired when they got home in the evening. The whole weekend flew by. Oikura had more fun than he had in a long time and it was really good to see his friends again. In the evening Kuru and Kenma helped Oikura getting his luggage to his hotel room. Carver, you can really stay longer with us. I know, thank you. But I think it's good like this. We'll see each other again on Saturday. Of course. They all hugged each other goodbye and now Oikura was alone. The first time since he came back to Japan. The week flew by and it was Friday again. Oikura spent the whole week with Matsukura, who treated his foot. After the treatment, the two spent the evening in a bar. I'm glad your knee is not affected. You tell me. That would have been something. If we continue like this for the next few weeks, you'll be in shape again in no time, Carver. I am glad to hear that, Mattsun. I have promised Jose to come back as soon as possible. World Cup should not be a problem. But I doubt if you will be able to finish the league. We will see. You really need to take better care of yourself, Oikura. You really need to take better care of yourself, 𝒕𝒍𝒂𝒄. Flashback. September 2021. You really need to take better care of yourself, 𝒕𝒍𝒂𝒄. It was Oikura's last day in Japan and the former team of 𝒖𝒔𝒊𝒄 had reunited. For the sake of good times, they played volleyball, as they did every time. It was already evening and Oikura and Iwaizumi were on their way home. They stopped at a small cliff and sat on a bench to watch the sunset. They had done this very often back in high school. Ag, shut up already. Kyoto was absolutely staring at your biceps. I couldn't help but teach him a lesson. And that's why you had to smash all your serves at him? The only thing you've achieved is that you're now completely worn out yourself. Stupid Kora. And so is Kyoto. My mission has been accomplished. Stop with that jealousy. He's still totally into Yahaba anyway. TSK. And why the hell was he staring at you the whole time? Oh, because I'm hot. You're conceited, Iwa-chan. And that's why you love me. Normally, Oikura would keep on teasing Iwaizumi, or at least tell him that he loves him even more. This time, however, things were different. 𝒖𝒔𝒄𝒆𝒔's nonchalant demeanor was gone in no time and he frowned. He was completely lost in thoughts he didn't know how to express. He noticed a soft, blunt voice that brought him back to reality. 𝒂𝒏𝒈? Huh? You're spacing out again. You do that pretty often today. What's up? 𝒖𝒂𝒄 swallowed. He had a lump in his throat that he could not get rid of. He forced a smile to his face. Takeru was quite sad when he heard that you were also going back tomorrow. Haha, oh yeah, pretty much. I'd love to take your nephew with me. He's really lovely. Plus he totally reminds me of you. That's really sweet. Yeah. Iwaizumi loved kids and vice versa. Small tears formed in 𝒖𝒂𝒄's eyes. He remembered how Iwaizumi had once argued with his mother over a stupid thing when they were younger. It was something unnecessary, some minor issue. And yet 𝒖𝒂𝒄 could still remember exactly what Iwaizumi had shouted to her out of frustration. When I grow up, I'll let my children do anything. My children. 𝒖𝒂𝒄 winced when Iwaizumi called his name. Hey, what's wrong with you today? I can never give you that Iwa-chan. 𝒖𝒂𝒄 closed his eyes for a moment and frowned. He was sure that what he was about to do was going to be the worst thing in his life. But at the same time, he knew it was right. 𝒖𝒂𝒄 turned to Iwaizumi and looked him in the eyes, his own eyes still gleaming. Iwaizumi, on the other hand, just looked at him helplessly. I'm sorry Iwa-chan, but I will never be able to give you this. A family. Children. Iwaizumi tilted his head slightly and frowned now too. He couldn't quite follow 𝒖𝒂𝒄. I want you to be happy Iwa-chan. I want you to be happily married, with a wife, with at least 3 children, who will find their uncle 𝒖𝒂𝒄 super cool. I want you to be successful in your career and not always holding you back, because I'm sure that sooner or later you will become the head of the national athletic trainer team and you will do a fantastically job. I want you to be happy Iwa. Iwaizumi stopped 𝒖𝒂𝒄 by pressing a kiss on his lips. Both of them were in tears by now. Iwaizumi had a lump in his throat. He couldn't get a word past his lips and began to tremble. He pulled away slowly, hesitantly. You're talking nonsense. Why does it sound like you want to say goodbye to me 𝒂𝒏𝒈? 𝒖𝒂𝒄 remained silent for a moment. His gaze was lowered. He had to pull himself together badly. Then he looked back into Iwaizumi's eyes. Into the pain-filled, sad, fearful eyes. Because that's what I want. I'm setting you free Iwa. I want you to have a full life. You won't have that with me. Iwa-chan, we suck at long-distance relationships. You need to focus on your athletic trainer career and I need to focus on volleyball. As it is now, we're both just holding back. Lately we've just been fighting about it, so it's better that way. We don't have a future Iwa. 𝒖𝒂𝒄 grabbed Iwaizumi's hands and squeezed them. I set you free, Iwa-chan. With these words, 𝒖𝒂𝒄 stood up and turned to Iwaizumi one last time. Please. Please don't call me Iwa. And please don't text me either. I think we both need some time for ourselves now. And then he went home. He left a completely perplexed and confused Iwaizumi behind. He was so shocked that he could neither say a word nor move in any way. He wanted to run after 𝒖𝒂𝒄 and tell him what a piece of shit the whole thing was, but his body couldn't. He wanted to pull 𝒖𝒂𝒄 into his arms and kiss him and tell him that they could very well have a future together, but his body wouldn't move. So he stayed back. Tears ran down his face and 𝒖𝒂𝒄 just left. A few days have passed since then. 𝒖𝒂𝒄 was already back in Argentina, crying non-stop. No news from Iwaizumi. Instead, he had already received hundreds of other messages, but he ignored them all. Suddenly, his phone vibrated, again, and lit up. It was Atsumu who wanted to video call. At the same time, he sent him a few messages. Please answer. 𝒂𝒏𝒈, I am worried. Please, I need to at least know if you arrived safely. 𝒖𝒂𝒄 sighed. He reached for his phone and answered the call. 𝒂𝒏𝒈. I have arrived safely. Don't hang up. 𝒖𝒂𝒄 looked tiredly and tearfully at the camera. What he saw was a really worried Atsumu. 𝒖𝒂𝒄 could no longer hold back his tears. 𝒂𝒏𝒈. Babe. Do you wanna talk about it? 𝒖𝒂𝒄 shook his head. He couldn't bring a word past his lips. Okay. Atsumu said quietly and calmly. If you wanna talk, I'm here. Ikoa, you can call me anytime, day or night. No matter if tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, in a few weeks or months. I'm always here for you, anytime. Ikoa smiled sadly at his best friend. Thank you Tsumu. Okawa. I wanna hug you so much right now. Ikoa wiped away the tears with his sleeve, but more kept flowing. He sobbed, but had to smile slightly at Atsumu's sudden urge to cuddle. Toot-some. I'm coming over. Ikoa giggled. Atsumu, we're like 12 hours away from each other and you're coming over? I'm literally booking a flight ticket right now. Atsumu. What? I wanna hug ya. Meow Atsumu. The volleyball season is still going on. You can't just abandon your team now. You'd be suspended for the rest of the season. Yeah, but you need me too. Tsumu. Fine. I'll simply book the ticket for May then. Atsumu, are you for real? Oops, I just booked it. Atsumu showed Ikoa the booking confirmation and Ikoa grimaced at the blonde setter. They both giggled. You are crazy. I love you Kawa. Ikoa's tears welled up again. I love you too Tsumu. I can't wait to wrap you in my arms. You better get ready for a bumpin' hug. I'm looking forward to it. End of flashback. Oh. What's up? Oh, I just had to think about how Iwaizumi used to tell me that when we were still together. Last time was when we broke up. Do you regret your decision? Do you regret breaking up with him? Ikoa sighed. I don't know. Sometimes I do, yes. But sometimes I don't. Did he ever tell you about it? At first he didn't want to, but you know Hanamaki, he practically beat it out of him. Ikoa pulled up the corners of his mouth in a tentative smile. I'm glad you guys took care of him. Mattsun frowned and took another sip of his beer. He was and always will be there for his friends. The moment Ikoa asked him to take care of Iwaizumi almost broke his heart. After all, Ikoa still didn't take care of himself and the result could be seen quite well after those 2 years. He looked exhausted, worn out. He had lost a lot of weight and until today he still didn't give a shit about his health. Ikoa almost begged Mattsun and Hanamaki to just take care of Iwaizumi because he would be fine. After all, he was the one who ended the relationship. But does that automatically mean that you can't suffer too? Does that mean you have to deal with your feelings all by yourself?